Zooch toward Jester, and a great chip and a great start for Anonymous game number 3. And what are we witnessing?
Quick send to Midi. Got the one-on-one. Sends it into the right post. And we have game.
Omar is able to maybe win this foot race. He chips it up. Fate for the win. He's got it.
This is Rematch.
All right, everybody, welcome on back for our second match of the broadcast tonight. Our first one over here in League A, and it's going to be a big matchup. It's actually one of our highlight match of the week matchups. So if you're watching this on YouTube, shout out to you guys at the YouTube family. It's much love, and shout out to Cheese, of course, for being here, getting the footage, and putting it all together. This is going to be a good matchup here, Mufasa, and it's going to be a really interesting one. Again, two teams that aren't necessarily, you know, the high top tier names by any means of League A. However, they've both been certainly, I would say, solid all around this season. They've always been kind of a formidable team to go up against, and I would say for different reasons in particular. And then on the side of Tariff, and they're running an interesting lineup as well, Mufasa. We talked about it, as they've had Irreducible, who's been their amazing keeper all season long. He is not in the lineup tonight for at least their first two matches, and is a potential to be in their third. So instead, a longtime member of the club, Waiting Emerald, will step into the limelight, alongside Pinks and Genesis as their back two, and Star and Joe D's, the classic two, up front. Opening it up now here on the side of Volley. This is how they're going to look. And it's kind of an interesting lineup for Volley, one that I'm not particularly used to. Obviously, no Yoru, no Omni, which is not, that's not something out of the ordinary, I would say. But obviously, they have brand new signings that we've seen, obviously, about a week ago. Siberia and Samich from the original Shingard Mafia team. They have been kind of a nice surprise as a couple of defenders, and they're listed as the back two, which now means that I'm a Salad, Mr. Salad Mufasa, who's pretty much always been their true anchor kind of player. They're really their, you know, their staple of their defensive team, now kind of in the cam role, according to his own words tonight. And Jonah then left up as the striker. And then, of course, 3Bites, one of the great keepers in League A this season, in at net. Emerald, who is an OG, obviously has always been a keeper, obviously, for them in the seasons past, but who has not really been on the pitch at all this season. So it's a really interesting matchup on that side of the ball. And on the other end, obviously, Tariff offensively, they're not going to blow you out of the water by any means. They're going to be looking for those counterattack opportunities, but against a team like Volley, in particular with the new additions of Samich and Siberia, I don't really see them give up too many of those opportunities. So all of those reasons is why I say it could kind of be that low-scoring bout. But although right out of the gates, how in the world does Joe D's get this much space? 1-0 lead for Tariff.
I think if you're Siberia or Samich, you just cannot be you have to make sure that your slide tackles or tackles, whatever you're doing in front of the Volley offense there, you cannot allow, in front of the Tariff offense there, you cannot allow them to get so much space and take shots in front of top box.
Joe D's another one right there, trying to control it with his head. That time a good slide tackle from, I believe it was Siberia. But yeah, Siberia obviously just kind of...
I like the aggression coming so far from Waiting Emerald. Of course, the distribution, that's an entirely different case. Oh, they're on the attack here, Tariff FC. Oh, I think a great save made by 3Bites.
I mean, I was stunned. Did you just see that pass? Did I see that correctly? That pass was insane into the box that found Joe D. It was nearly a great opportunity to double up their lead. But how about that pass that obviously doesn't lead to anything? But I think that's got to be a highlight regardless, no matter the outcome. But just misses them. And I wanted to mention as well, Volley, again, they've really, the difference, they're 6 points above Tariff right now in the table. Granted, obviously, they've played in, you know, 3 more matches as well, so they have that to go. But I mean, Volley, if it wasn't for, I mean, the reason they're 6 points above is because the other night they pulled off quite an upset against a team that has been top 3 in League A all season long, Atlas. They swept them in that series with a relatively similar lineup to tonight. So Volley, they have what it takes to really do some damage against some of these great teams, just not starting off necessarily the hottest.
certainly they could cook up something good here. Oh, and what a shot in front of net for Jonah. Waning Emerald, he's definitely got Jonah's number tonight. He's had 3 shots to take, but saved every time by Waning Emerald. I like the aggression from him as well. Just using the forward dive to make the saves, and also gauging the reaction correctly to make saves as well. That's 10 out of 10 so far for Waning Emerald.
Yeah, I think the only knock you can really give Waning Emerald again is that distribution, which has led to a couple of scary moments, but it hasn't bit them. Really low scoring game right now. That's why I was surprised that a goal came in the first 30 seconds. Joe D's maybe now looking to make me eat my words. It's up for Star right down the middle. 3 bites, an awkward one, but does come away with a big save. It will be Siberia once again here in control for Volley as they try to piece something together finally here on offense. Salad, the chip up here for Jonah, left side, and you called him. Waning Emerald, what a performance it has been for him, stepping up in the biggest moments for his longtime club. Pinks sending it back on over. Oh, what a pass by Pinks, and for Joe D's, and his shot lower side, saved again there by 3 bites. A keeper's duel all of a sudden between these two sides. Final seconds here. Salad and Siberia a little back and forth. Played back now over the middle here for the anchor over the halfway line. It is Samic. They will pick out Salad. Pass from Salad does end up in a turnover, and now Tariff trying to turn this one upfield, but they just give it away. Mufasa, 20 seconds. Does Volley have it in them?
They're certainly making successful quick passes, but there seems to be no creative offensive vision towards them. They're lacking some playmaking vision right now, and I think they're going to have to come up with something if they want to score and get a draw. Oh, yeah, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that opportunity just goes away, doesn't it, Mufasa? I mean, I was just laughing at it. I mean, really, really brutal opportunity right there. Surprised to see the game end when the ball just wasn't even in somebody's control right there. But man, oh man, a 1-0 final score. I mean, I can't say I did not expect it. Tariff, big time win for them. And now well said right there, Mufasa. Again, I mean, Volley, you know, they've always been a tough opponent as well. I mean, really most of their wins, I feel like, honestly, this season are good results, have been against some of the greater teams and the good sides that we know to be. Obviously, they gave, Ghostline Blue, they won that series relatively for the most part, got more points. They obviously did better than Raikou, and oh, how about this to start it off for Volley? They needed something, and how about a little cheeky maneuver here for Jonah?
That's certainly a great finish. Waning Emerald, I think Jonah expected him to be more aggressive, as we've seen in game 1, and he just takes advantage of that. He chips it over Waning Emerald, and that's a goal.
You know, convert offensively in a way. Although the keeper is well out of his area, and Star at halfway cannot get it to go. It looks like he just narrowly missed that open net. A brutal missed opportunity right there for their captain and striker Star. Threads the needle in between Jonah and Siberia. And as you mentioned, again, it's not really the typical lineup here for this Volley crew. Again, they don't have, I mean, Jonah, I've seen him play. Obviously, Jonah is naturally a forward, but that main striker role, we haven't seen too much this season. Joe D's on the other end, another goal for him in this series, and it's tied.
Tariff FC, they've always had a great midfield possession, and as what we see is that they were able to get an interception in Volley's own half, and that's a great counterattack from them. Jody, he manages to finish it off, and that's a goal. The game is level right now. I think Volley, they're going to have to do something similar as to they did in their first goal, like send simple plays. Like, they don't have to chain multiple passes and try to make a play. Like, they can send missiles and try to score off of them. That could be an optimal solution for them right now.
Joe D's once again finds himself in an open space, and what an incredible display of dribbles here by Joe D's. A quick double up for their leading goal scorer this season. What an offensive talent he is. Tariff with a 2-1 lead.
Joe D's, that's quite impressive actually. He just walks through the whole Volley defense and does a few dribble moves and scores. I would love to have the same level of confidence in my own striker as Joe D's is showing us right now.
Siberia weighing the options, does leave it up here for Jonah. Winning Emerald. This time, again, he's been a little bit more aggressive in this game, kind of going that top of the box route. That time it works out for him. Pinks, his ball just gets intercepted immediately. Siberia playing a quick one right over the middle here for Jonah. Trying to break down Genesis in the one-on-one. Decides for the pass on over for Salad, who runs out of stamina and gives it away.
I think Tariff FC, they're a team that thrives in the chaos, and in all the chaos, Volley, they're not able to make their own play, their plays right now.
Salad again, winning this one off the wall, trying to work out of it. You can see, look at this, Pinks, Joe D's, and Star all up the pitch. Volley trying to move with pace now as they do have some numbers here. Siberia open in the left side of the box, but runs out of passing options, really. You can see Tariff just completely swamp that top of the box and keep it away. So just not executing in a timely manner, I feel like, right there by Volley. It allows Tariff to settle in defensively, which is what you can't afford. Star on the loose here. Left side gets it to go around 3 bites. 3 unanswered. Number 1 on the night for Star, and it's a potential victory here for Tariff.
This is what I love about Tariff's playstyle so much. They play such a high line defensively that they can get the ball back and go on the counterattack so fast. And when they do, they make the other team pay.
Just incredible work again here by Tariff. Always that tough team they were in. Last season they finished in the bottom half of League A, but they were always a tough team. They're kind of like a litmus test kind of team, if you know what I mean. Jonah again trying to use his head like he did to start off the game. Waning Emerald, though, does learn from his mistake, and probably one that is going to end this game in style. Sends it out deep here for Star. Left side, right side wall. Plays it on back for Joe D's. Couldn't find it, but it's not going to matter. How about a 6-point collection, a back-to-back win, a sweep on a match of the week here for Tariff FC against Volley to tie them up on points in the table.